Yo, yo, I am back with the shenanigans. What is up? Week 40, batch analysis. Let's get right into it. So, as always, I'm going to start with checking last week and what was going on. Last week was awesome. I made zero mistakes. Well, I think there was one little thing that I didn't take a trade I was supposed to, but I didn't have rules defined around that yet, so it's completely fine. I made zero mistakes. This is so great, and I hope I will be able to replicate this as much as possible because literally the mistakes are, I would say by now, the only thing that's keeping me from, I don't know if being profitable, but feeling profitable and ready, and that's very important. So, I got a little emo after three losses. Yes, I remember that was right on Monday on the gold losses. Well, even though I got emo, I stick to my rules, but ultimately I would like to be able to take three losses like a champ and not feel anything about it. That would be nice. So overall results minus 3.8. I think that's the three losses and one break even probably. And had I traded perfectly and taken that one trade I was supposed to, I would be up plus one. Cool, cool. So this week I got four trades over here. I hit everything, so I don't actually know if these trades are winners, losers, or if I even have taken them. So I'm just gonna analyze them and see what's up. So before I do that, once again, the instructions. Don't make mistakes. It's on the number one spot for a reason. If I save 1 hour of mistakes per week, that's 50 hours saved per year, and that's even with a 100K account, it's almost as much as I need for a living. So that should really be more than enough motivation for me to not make mistakes. So focus on the rule and not the R. Yep, that's why I'm hiding the results. I'm really just trying to evaluate myself in this batch analysis on whether I was able to follow my rules or not. That's the number one thing. Once I obtain this skill of being able to follow my rules no matter what, then I can change the rules to anything I want them to be, and I will know that I am able to follow them. So it doesn't matter the result. This can always be tweaked. I just need to be able to follow rules. Capital preservation, yes, that's the mind shift that I'm trying to reach of not necessarily looking for trades, but actually wanting to be out of the market and trades force me to take risk, right? It should be almost uncomfortable to take risk, but that's what it is. Check news and alerts. I think I can already delete these things because my worksheets have allowed me to be super, super effective with this. Curate watch list and this stuff, I've been very effective with that. Do not trade stage one. Yep. Look for trending markets. Makes sense. I will probably place that here. Trade strong stage two reaccumulations. That's, yep, that's good. Don't trade inconsistent moves. Yeah. Evaluate liquidity on E time frame and then the second and third and whatever trades on the same category if I'm already risk free. Okay, cool, cool. So let's get into Monday. So I think I'm not able to. Oh, I am able to see. Okay. Never mind. So Monday looks like there were no news, so no alarms set. I was looking at gold, silver, NAS, and this crypto called STVL. So if I just quickly take a look at all of these contexts, so this is pretty obvious. I mean, huge, huge stage one and breaking out into momentum cycle on the higher time frame, just breaking into new highs. So of course I'm gonna be following that. Here I have, what is this? This is silver, very, very similar situation. Also high time frame momentum cycle looking pretty good. Here is NAS 100. Yep, some kind of stage one here and new momentum cycle. I can see there's probably some kind of stage one here and we're just breaking out of it. So that's nice, very nice context. And this is STBL. Okay, so some kind of momentum cycle here, breaks down, reaccumulates, continues higher. Not really much of a higher high, kind of looks a little bit weak. Here it starts bleeding out, and here is some demand reignition. So I guess I started watching here. I probably will want to see a confirmed reaccumulation before I would before I would actually take a trade. But in general, yeah, this was on my watch list. I would say for a good reason. So here we are on gold. So let's start with the high time frame here. I am on a 100 minute. It really doesn't matter what time frame it is. Like as long as it's a zoomed out version and I can just see what's generally happening. And here what's happening is we have a strong push. It reaccumulates, creates a stage 1, very nice. And from here it continues higher, right? Breaks into a new high. Already has a confirmed reaccumulation. Beautiful. So this was MMB1, MMB2 just breaking higher. By no means overextended. This is awesome context. So here I am on a 10 minutes. So what I can see is a nice little momentum cycle over here that starts going sideways. So at this point, so I was looking at a trade over here, and I think I was valid to also look at a trade over here, and I could have taken this buy stop. That would be valid, but I wasn't looking for any higher time frame trades. I was looking at the 1 minute, but this would be like, let's say, a 5 minute entry or whatnot, and that would be valid, but I wasn't really looking for that. So here we break into a new range. Awesome. Looking at the 1 minute, some kind of stage 1 over here happening, and then big momentum, pulls back into the rising 1020, goes a little bit higher, pulls back, rising 1020. Yep, this is looking good, and the expectation, of course, is that we go higher. So if I take a look at the 10 seconds, what's happening here? So I was already looking for some kind of entry over here. I didn't like this one because, well, it's chopping through the EMAs. The EMAs are not necessarily rising and nothing like that. And I was valid to actually take a trade from the demand zone over here. So if it did something like that, I would have taken it. And the moment this comes in, I stop watching and I'm waiting for a new range. New range comes in, pulls back, and here, well, eh, I don't really like this trade too much. I don't know if I've taken it or not, but honestly, like, okay, so this is kind of impulsive and kind of big flush out, and then there is this ICI here. I don't know, man. The EMAs are still dropping and whatnot. The 50 is rising, which is nice, but uh, I don't know. I don't like how big this sell-off is over here. Like I would much rather see something like this happen and then I would take it. This is a bit too deep. I don't like it. So if I could choose whether I take this trade right now or not, that's always the ultimate question in batch analysis. I would not take it. So I would say this was a mistake. And ooh, wait a second. I'm not supposed to see the results. So boop. Okay. Like that. So yep, let's take a look at it. So it's this trade over here. And I didn't take it, cool, because it looked weird. Cool, so didn't take this because the entry looked kind of weird. Yep, but had I taken it, I would have reduced risk over here. Makes total sense. This is some kind of sign of strength away from my entry on the entry time frame. So I would reduce risk the first time. And here it does a little fractal structure thingy, and that's when I go completely risk-free. And pretty much right after it comes back to tap me out for a break even. So yep, good that I didn't take that. So, yep, good that I didn't take. So let's label it up real quick. So here, what am I gonna say? Just good momentum, really. Well, good context. Okay, and good momentum. Cool. Here, I'm going to say stage 1 breakout. And good momentum. Okay, here it's good momentum for sure. Yep, and this is questionable entry. So overall, I am going to rate this as a mistake. So yep, I didn't take it, but this was a mistake. Cool. So let's go. So C2. Do I need a C2? Yes, I do. These wave thingies, I decided not to use them. Fuck it. Don't like them. Was a good try, but nah, not my style. Okay, so C2 was good and good momentum. Yes, sir. C1 was stage 1 breakout on good momentum. Validation was simply good momentum. And entry was, well, questionable. Questionable why? Is there anything regarding EMAs? I would just say it was choppy, honestly. And yeah, and maybe like something like huge sell-off that I didn't like. Is there anything like that? Mm, looks like no. Well, choppy is gonna have to do. So overall, I'm gonna say it was a mistake. Mistake because it was choppy and it was an ugly entry. So no, not choppy, just ugly entry. That's it. Okay, cool, cool. So next trade, next trade. We have gold once again. So is this a different day? I think it's a different day, right? Yep, because I only had this one trade on Monday. Cool, so reflection. I was following both gold and NAS, but nothing set up in the way I'd like. Overall good performance. Yep, yep, just being patient. Awesome. So that was Monday. Let's go to Tuesday over here. So Tuesday, lots of red news, but the important one was just at 4 p.m., which is why I have the alarm over here. I'm looking at gold, NAS, and I'm looking at BNB. Cool. So here I'm looking at gold. Yep, overall this makes total sense. Just a very, very strong trend. Here, NAS 100. Okay, so quite a strong trend. Here it breaks down a little bit, probably creates some kind of stage 1, breaking out and just pulling back. So I'll probably be waiting for some money to come in. And BNB, well, BNB has a very strong trend overall, and it looks like I'm waiting for a breakout above this level, and maybe I would follow that on the lower time frame. Makes sense. And oh, I'm also watching UK 100 over here. So what do we have? Okay, so overall trending higher, then it returns to the demand zone, liquidates it, continues higher, pulls back, creates a stage 1, and here it looks like it wants to big momentum, right? Pulls back into the rising 1020, and it looks ready for continuation. Makes sense. And I end up taking no trades apparently. London dead as fuck, waiting for New York. New York woke up UK 100 in gold, but nothing set up, and I called it a day at 5 p.m. Alright, well, that's nice. No trades. So, next up, Wednesday. So, some red news here. I have alarms set at, yeah, at 2 and 3:45. So, once again, same stuff. I'm looking at gold, silver, and UK 100. So, here, this is UK 100. Already, I was looking for, well, it already broke out higher, right? So here I'm uh, most definitely valid to follow that higher. Makes a lot of sense. Silver, silver, yep, like moving higher. Okay, so some kind of stage 1. This is MMB 1, maybe 2. This is getting close to overextended, I would say. This is quite a big push already, and I would probably feel better if it flushed out, but maybe it's still doable. Maybe still doable. Not entirely sure. And there is also gold. So here, gold, this whole thing, MMB1, MMB2. Yeah, similar situation as silver. I would say there is a possibility for one more pop, one more little wave higher. So that's why I was following it. And looks like I have 3 trades over here. So let's get into them before I spoil the result. So here I am on gold. I already know based on the context that I want to follow it, right? So I can just look at the 60-minute. Here I have some kind of stage 1, breaks out, big strong momentum cycle that flushes out. And here, once it goes above this level, I kind of start following. But honestly, this is looking hella choppy. This is looking hella choppy. I don't like it too much. Like this whole thing, oof, I don't know. I do not know about that. Well, let's take a look at the 6 minute because I'm going to be able to see it. So first of all is the stage 2. Analyzing this stage 2 is what will ultimately decide whether or not I am valid to trade the follow-up reaccumulation. And here, looking at this stage 2, it's not the best, honestly. Like it's a little bit choppy. Um, it's kind of dragging itself higher. A lot of these points that come below the EMAs, this is sign of not very strong. Yeah, like this should disqualify me. But even let's let's for a moment imagine that this is actually strong. What's going on over here, right? We are reaccumulating. We're gonna liquidate some kind of lows over here. Yes, this is nice. Definitely reaccumulation. And then we have demand reignition. So I would probably already look for a trade over here, but nothing sets up, and it comes back to the demand zone. Now, the moment demand validation happens like this, I am valid to take several trades. I can take a trade like this. I can take a trade that comes to the demand zone and bounces like this. I can let it liquidate very quickly and do something like this. I can also let it come back here, have the initial move, come back here and do this. Those are pretty much my rules regarding how I trade reaccumulations. And here what happens, well, it goes quite deep, so I was like, okay, I could technically buy stop this, but I won't, because in order to buy stop this, it would need to be an MMB, like a very shallow, nice pullback, and then I could buy stop it. Doesn't quite happen, but instead it comes deeper and then bounces. Okay, so here I'm basically saying, okay, now it's ready to move, but as I said, I do not like this. So if I take a look at the 1 minute, this looks like somebody pressed the buy button. It's pretty nice. Comes back into the rising 1020. And here on the 10-second, this is a pretty nice stage 2. Comes back. Yeah. And here, this is, yeah, I would say this is kind of valid. But even here, it looks a little bit weird. Not gonna lie. Looks a little bit weird. Like, doesn't look as impulsive. It looks a little bit, ugh, I don't know. It looks a little bit choppy. It's definitely not the worst. I don't mind it, but it's not the nicest trade. So the ultimate question, if I could take this entry right now, would I take it or not? I would not. And I wouldn't because of the 6 minute. So here I'm gonna say weak. Okay. And I think that's honestly enough said. Here, also this entire range, the way it was created, I don't like when the ranges are created like this. Like this is a big, big, big sell. And usually I'm just like, okay, well, whatever happens inside of here is kind of, I don't know. I don't need to participate in this. I can participate in moments such as these and these and these. I don't have to participate right here. So ideally, I would wait for breakout into a new range. So I don't like this one at all. I'm just gonna say ugly context. Okay, so ugly context, very weak on the 6 minute. The 1 minute looks okay. Like there's good momentum here for sure. Ooh, good momentum. There we go. And this one, I don't know, it's a little bit questionable. Questionable entry. Yeah, just questionable. Oh, what is it that I don't like? I don't know. It's just seems a little weird. Can't quite can't quite tell why, but compared to what I'm used to, it's just it seems a little compressed. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, if I take a look at this trade, so I didn't take it because it looked weird. Perfect. So I don't like a couple of things about this trade. 1 hour looks kind of weak inside. Preceding 6 minute trend is kind of weak. Yep, exactly what I said here now. But had I traded this, I would be risk-free after this. Yep, makes sense. That's a lot of strength. And no, not risk-free. I would reduce risk. And after this fractal structure break, I would be risk-free, and this would run to, I'd say like 3R and come back to break even. Okay, so I did not take it, and that was good in my opinion. So let's label it up real quick. So, yep, C2 is ugly, ugly Y. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Well, I will say I don't have a lot of things here yet. I will say huge sell-off. All right, huge sell-off and weak. All right. C1 is ugly. It's weak, and yep, it's kind of choppy as well. Okay, let's reduce the waves. I mean, remove. Boop. Cool. I removed them here already. Let's remove them here as well. Always good to experiment a little bit with the things that I want to follow. I will very quickly be able to tell whether I like it or not. But yeah, anyway, 1 minute was decent. Yep, good momentum for sure. And the entry itself, the entry was questionable, and I can't quite tell why. I'm just gonna say that it was a little bit weak. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was weak. Makes sense. Okay, so that is that. Did I fill out everything? Yes, I did. Okay, so moving on, moving on. I did not take this. Cool. Next trade, gold again. And here, significant difference because we have broken out into a new range, right? And that is very, very important. So here I'm on the 6 minute, did its shenanigans, and now big impulsive move on the 6 minute. I'm liking this already. So here I am on the 1 minute. We have this initial push, right? And then we have a reaccumulation. Very nice. And from there, very strong momentum that takes us above the range, well, breaks us into a new range, pull back into the rising 1020, and here I'm looking for an entry, okay? And this is boom, 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 very, very strong stage 2. I love this one. Here it creates a stage 1, and it creates a DMB. I love this entry. This entry is awesome. Very nice. And if I remember correctly, I did not take this because I usually, and this is something that I'm not 100% sure about just yet, when it comes to MB2 specific rules in the entry time frame already, I usually like to see a low that liquidates a previous low. And I've been paying a lot of attention to this, and I'm not completely sure whether or not I should stick to that rule. It's just usually it's really nice to see a low liquidated because it's almost like a proof of reaccumulation. Sorry about that. And I just generally like to see it, but I think I should not limit myself in this way. Like, this was a completely fine MB, and I should have taken it. So I think this one looks really, really nice. So let's take a look what I write here. I didn't get a lower low on the MB2 here, so I skipped it. And okay, so if I had not done that, this is where I would have reduced risk. Yeah, makes sense. These are all just tiny, tiny choppy candles, and this is sign of strength away from my entry. Very nice. And after it breaks into a new high, that's when I'm risk-free. And this would be a +5. Nice. So what do I write here? Also, I'm not sure I would have been able to take this trade because my PC crashed just as it was setting up. Chances are I would be too slow to set up the order. Yeah, I remember. I got two uh, blue screens of death in a row. So literally, I got my PC crashed. Then I checked the entry very, very quickly. It was just setting up in MB2, and it took me a while to decide whether I should take it or not. And before I decided, it tapped me in, so I missed it. And here I say I think I should have taken this, especially given the overall EVC alignment. It looks really good. Yeah, I think I should have taken it for sure. I'm not sure if I would be able to, but, well, I really, really should be taking this trade. This trade is nice. So here, good context, good momentum, All right. Here, stage one breakout. Do I have a stage one breakout somewhere? Yep, stage one breakout on good momentum. Nice. Here, good momentum. And here, I would say this was, well, honestly, I would say this was a perfect entry. I'm not quite sure if I can say good. Let me just mark up the MBs here nicely, the way I'm used to. Uh, boom, boom. There we go. Honestly, this was nice. Like, I don't see an issue with this at all. So, yep, good entry. And let me mark up the MBs everywhere. I kind of forgot about that. So, whoa, what happened here? Okay, so boop, that would be MB1. This would be MB2. Also, like, that's what I probably don't like too much. The MB1 validation on this previous one is kinda weak, you know? Like, yes, there is a tiny little bit of inefficiency, but I would love it if it was actually a little bit higher like that. That would be best. And here, yeah, blah, this entry is ugly, man. Like, it's just so weird. So not what I'm used to. Nah. Good thing I didn't take it. But this entry, I really think I should have taken it. Yeah. So, whoop. Didn't take. Nah. Nah. Oh well, what can you do? So, decision, mistake didn't take, with the caveat of understanding that, hey, maybe I wouldn't even be able to take it. But yeah, high time frame context is most definitely good, and it is. Is it a stage one breakout? I don't know, probably not, but it's good. And this should be green. What the heck? All right. Uh, how does this work? I don't know. Good. C1 over here is a stage one breakout on good momentum. Validation is just overall very strong, so good momentum. And entry, I would say, was a good entry. There we go. So overall, this trade was good, and I should have taken it. All right. So let's write this here. Yeah, I should have indeed taken this trade, but I'm not sure I would have had been able to because of the PC crashes. So not gonna hate or like not gonna hate myself for this. It happens, but yeah, definitely a lesson. And you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna go here immediately, take a screenshot, put it here to what went bad, didn't take a valid trade, and I'm going to paste it over here a little bit bigger so that I can see it and I can address it next time. And yeah, that's gonna be very, very helpful overall. Something like this. Cool. So that's this trade, and I have one more trade. That would be this one. So let's analyze it first before anything else. So this is silver. And what do we have? We have a strong trend, breaks down for a reaccumulation, right? And here I'm probably waiting for a breakout over here. I probably started following already over here, makes a lot of sense. And here it also is breaking into a new range, just like gold was. Let's take a look. So this is a 6 minute. But yeah, big impulse comes all the way back to some kind of demand zone here, and boop, does some kind of reaccumulation shenanigans, some spraying, and here moves into a new range and pulls back. Okay, so here I am on the 1 minute. This is a 1 minute entry. So what do we have? We have the initial move, the DMB, beautiful. Very strong, lots of inefficiency left behind. Good stage two. I'm most definitely valid to trade this. Here it breaks down for reaccumulation and it does this. Okay, so the EMAs, Yep, they are rising, just very, very slightly, but they are rising. If there is one thing that I don't necessarily like too much, it's that the MB2 is a little bit too long compared to the MB1. So if I have this, I really don't like it when MB2 is bigger than MB1. Yeah. Okay. So I don't mind if it's equal, if it's a bit smaller, but usually MB1 has to be bigger than MB2. So I understand what I'm doing here. Ideally, I would have gotten tapped in on this candle. That would be ideal. I think this is a little bit too late. And so asking myself the ultimate question, fuck, should have. No, 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 I shouldn't have. This is a 10 second. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. No problem. Uh, yep, asking myself the ultimate question, if I could take this trade right now, would I take it? The answer would be probably no. Probably no. Yeah, probably no, unfortunately. So let's label this up. This is most definitely good momentum. Um, can I get the fingies? Thank you. This is good momentum as well. All right. This is good momentum as well. Oh, it's an entry. This is an entry. Okay, okay. So strong preceding stage 2. This is decent. I do like that. Reaccumulation is nice, but the entry itself, it's questionable. It's questionable. It's not ugly per se, but questionable. And questionable why? Well, because MB2 is too big. Okay. So let's see if I write anything. This looks good. Okay, so I do get in actually. I do take this trade. So the moment it does this, I set my TP to 0. Really? Oh yeah. Well, huh. To be honest, I probably should have reduced risk the moment that it tapped into this new high. Yeah, that's what I should have done. So this is a management mistake. This should have been a break even right away. And here, as I set TP to 0, I actually get out sooner because I get a little emotional, I guess, and I don't stick to rules. And I just get out because I was thinking, well, this is fucked up, and it's giving me a chance to get out at minus 0 point, like I don't know, 0.3. Yep, closed it here for minus 0.3, and that's better than a minus 1, right? So I kind of mitigated uh, I mitigated a possible full loss. Maybe I closed too soon. It did come back to TP0, but I figured anything less than a minus 1 is a win. Yep, yep, okay, makes sense. But there's a couple of things wrong with this. So I should not have taken this trade. MB2 was too big. Management was wrong. Should have reduced risk earlier. But even if I had reduced risk, right, it would have been what? It would have been a spread loss. So this is pretty much the same result as a spread loss, I would say. Okay. So even though I made a mistake, well, yeah. Even though I made a mistake entering this, I got out at the same result as I would have if I had managed well. All right. So, yeah. This is most definitely a mistake though. Most definitely. Um so I forgot to do these things. This was actually perfect. Okay, and yep, this is most definitely a mistake. And I did take it. Ah, that's unfortunate, man. Made made two mistakes kind of. Well, one of them I'm not gonna hate myself. It's because I probably would not have been able to take it, but this one Man, I should have done better. This one is not so good. I understand why I was looking at it, like the context, all the higher time frame alignment makes a lot of sense, but the E setup itself just wasn't there. So, yep, gonna have to say it was a mistake. Unfortunate. Anyway, so here we just work with the C1. Okay, so C1 is that a stage 1 breakout? No, it's just good momentum. V V is a stage 1 breakout, I would say, right? Yep, it is. Stage 1, yo, do I not have that here? That's crazy. Stage 1 breakout, boom. Make it green. Good. Alright. On good momentum. Is that how I write the stage 1 breakouts? Eh, it's with a big B. Capital B, bruh. Okay. And the entry was just ugly. Ugly, ugly. Why? MB2 too big. Most definitely. Yep. MB2 too big. It, to be fair, like just to not hate on myself too much, it did not break below the EMAs, so I understand why I did it and why I thought it's valid. But that by itself is not everything. I totally forgot to evaluate the relativity between MB1 and MB2. So I'm gonna write down here, maybe something like this. MB2 is bigger than MB1, and that is a problem. So actually what I'm gonna do, I'm also gonna write that here. MB2 bigger than MB1. That is bad. Bad, bad, bad. We do not like that. Okay, that's right. Cool. So that's that overall. Tags mistake because ugly entry. Yep, ugly MB2. So the decision was a mistake. Okay, cool. So these are the trades that I took. All right, reflection, followed good markets, maybe missed a good gold trade. Yep, I did. Okay, moving on to Thursday. Some kind of news here, but nothing really important. I followed quite a lot of markets here. Okay, I'm probably not going to zoom into these. I can just see from here, right? Some kind of stage 2 broke down, going sideways, stage 1 just breaking out. And actually, yeah, I started following this and Bitcoin went on a crazy, crazy run since then. So that was definitely good to follow, but I guess nothing set up. NAS 100. NAS 100, I've been following the entire week pretty much. Um, I am going to zoom into this. Should have probably made it a bit bigger, but yeah, there is an ongoing trend here. Some momentum showing up above the stage 1. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. UK 100, wow. UK 100 just breaking higher, looking really, really nice. Silver, what's up with silver over here? Okay, so silver broke down, went sideways. So this is a 30-minute. I'm most definitely waiting for a breakout above all of this nonsense. Makes sense. Same with gold, I think. Yep, yep. They look exactly the same. And I followed some kind of crypto here. What is this? Mantle on the 4 hour. Okay, I'm probably. Ugh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I think I'm waiting for a breakout into a newer high. Okay. So reflection, won't be able to trade much of London today as I gotta go to the dock. Makes sense. Although there's quite a lot on the watch list, it's all high time frame. The medium time frame, like the 1 hour, needs some money to come in first. Yep, that makes total sense, and that didn't happen. So that's Thursday, and lastly Friday. Wow, lots of red news. But actually, I think I wasn't trading on Friday. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, yeah. I saw what's up with the different contacts and all the news and stuff, and I decided to call the session early, and I took my wife on a date instead. So again, I was watching gold just to see how it was different. Yeah, it broke down here big time and started going sideways a little bit. I don't really like this too much. Like at this point, I probably want to see a break into a new range completely. This is silver, I guess, same stuff. Yeah, although it's already breaking higher here, maybe there's an argument to be made that it can be followed, but because, well, it already went down. It had its stage 2, had its stage 1, and now it's in a second stage 2. EMAs are rising and everything, so maybe I could have followed, but I guess nothing really set up. UK 100 looking really good here for sure. Big stage 2 on the 60-minute. Breaks down for a reaccumulation and is moving higher, so maybe there were some UK 100 trades. I don't know. Didn't catch any. NAS here on the 60. Okay, so it had the uh, big sell-off over here, and same situation as like silver, right? So it has a stage 2, has its stage 1, and breaks out higher over here. I can see some drawings here. Maybe I was following something. I don't know, but nothing set up, I guess. Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin had a huge move, and maybe there was something in here on like a 5-minute entry. I don't know. I didn't see anything. And crypto, once again, mantle, breaking into a new high, pulling back into the rising 1020. So maybe there is something to trade here, but actually nothing set up. So reflection, London is dead as fuck, waiting for some money to come in on the V timeframes for most assets, and I will end the week early and take my wife on a date. Yep, okay, so that concludes my entire week. I don't think there was anything else. So here we are. What went well? What went well is that all of my trades had good high time frame alignment. Yeah. So good context and good momentum. I always did that. I followed good context and good momentum. So here, this is good. This is good. This is too early, I think. This is too early. Yeah. Yeah. And also I didn't take it. So it's cool. And this is good. So then here I am on, I think these are some V's or also C's, but yeah, this is breaking out. This is good. This I think was too early and it was weak. That's why I didn't take it. Here, this is most definitely good. And this is good as well. And here, the entries, well, this one was ugly. This entry, well, this is another V. This V is beautiful. This V is beautiful. And this V is beautiful. Cool. So good momentum across the board. Ugly entry, ugly entry, good entry, ugly entry. So yeah. uh yeah, what went bad was I didn't take a valid trade and also I took an ugly entry. Okay, and I am going to take a screenshot of that entry over here. Cool. So let's do that. And I want them to be same size. Like that. Yeah, that's nice. So I'll put them beneath like that. Cool. That looks nice. All right. I can delete this. So results. Let's go into analysis over here. Can close all of this. Cool. Analysis. And this week table. So I only took a single trade, and that is silver, and so it's minus 0.5. Minus 0.5. Maybe it's minus 0.4. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's minus 0.5. So it was a mistake. It was an ugly entry, an ugly MB2. Okay, and had I traded perfectly, what would happen? I need to go to 40 over here. Had I traded perfectly, I would have only taken a single win, and I would be up plus 4.8. Plus 4.8. All right. So, mistakes made. What was the mistake? I missed a valid trade, and I took an ugly entry. Boop. There we go. Ugly entry. So, yeah, quite a few mistakes. Not very happy about that. As I said before, I'm not unhappy about the missed valid trade. shit happens. I am unhappy about the ugly entry, so hmm, I need to pay attention to this. So took an ugly entry, yep, and ugly why? Because MB2 was bigger than MB1. That should never, never ever happen. I do not like that. So yeah. Wondering if there is anything else that I wanted to talk about by any chance, but I don't think so. Oh, one thing actually. After 3.5 years, I'm out of MentFX. My yearly subscription ran out, so I'm officially out. For now, I don't have any plans of joining back in. I have pretty much everything that I need. Uh, I will, for a while, experiment and try to trade completely by myself. Well, I do have my precious group where we share stuff, but I don't think I currently need MentFX. I really enjoyed the webinars, but that's kind of the only thing that I did. And in the last 12, last 20 or 30 webinars, I don't think I necessarily learned anything new. Like sometimes Anton might have said something in words that he hasn't used before, and that could have given me a tiny little click, and I was like, oh yeah, that's actually quite nice. But it would just be a reiteration of stuff that I already know. So I really don't think that there is anything else that I need as a trader to do better. The only thing, the only thing is that I need to not make mistakes. That's literally all there is. I know that my system and my overall approach to the market is great. I know that if I trade perfectly based on the rules that I have set up for myself, I will be capturing profits during good seasons, right? During good context and good times in the market, and I will stay out of most of the markets when they don't look good. So now it's really all about just training myself over and over and over and weeding out these tiny little mistakes. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. So next week when I take a look, and also throughout the week, not just next week during batch analysis, I do take a look at my data quite often. I will just see, okay, well, these entries are cool. I should not mind taking an entry like this. This kind of entry is ugly. MB2 has to be smaller than MB1. If I know these things and I'll instill them in my mind, I'm gonna be fine. But until I am able to do a couple of weeks in a row with no mistakes, I don't think I should be trading Life Capital just yet. I'm gonna take a chill pill and yep, just gonna work on myself in this way. Another thing that I want to talk about a bit is stocks. NAS 100 is in great context, but I'm not really trading stocks, and I think that's a mistake. A couple of people started trading them and seeing great results. Stock trades are pretty much similar to crypto trades, so I should really focus on trading those as well. So I already am tuning my screener, and I'm gonna start forward testing stocks as well because apparently it's first of all it opens up a shitload of more opportunity. Second of all, and I've heard this from many people before, it's kind of easy mode. So yeah, gonna do that going forward. And once I forward test a little bit and it looks good, I can probably deposit with what are they called? Interactive brokers, and I can start trading some stocks as well. All right, so that's all. If anyone is still watching this, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'm no longer in Trade Talk, so you're gonna have to shoot me a DM or just, I don't know, write a comment on the YouTube video and I'll get back to you. Anyway, I wish you a nice weekend and good luck in the markets, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.